Hey, this is going to be a super quick video. I think I didn't plan it, so that's something I got to work on for next week. But I am committed to showing up. So the hand is much better. I've started to incorporate broccoli into my diet. So I'm noticing a lot of health issues. A colleague of mine, my partner, they were diagnosed with breast cancer. They've just begun chemo. I've spoken to other family members having health issues, health challenges. So I think that, so look, we all have different ways of working through these kind of things. My way is to think, okay, what is my body trying to tell me? So we went over this in the last video in terms of my business. Like, I haven't been enjoying my business, but I have made a change. And, I might have some things to tell you next week because I'm not used to doing this. I'm not used to saying no. But it's got to the point where I have to start saying no. So there's a few things that may happen. So I'm going to talk business now. I've brought X-Files up. We'll get into that a little bit. But in terms of my business, in terms of not even just business, this is like making a living. I work for myself, so it's a little bit different when you work for yourself. So a few things could happen. Either I transition into bringing more people on board, more people to help me deliver the projects. And there may be, through that transition, I may either be making the same amount of money. I have to slow down making these videos. I might make the same amount of money initially, even though I have more people helping me. Just because you have people helping you in your business, it doesn't mean you're going to make more, because your overheads go up. So I may even make less in the short term, and that's okay. So I've had to accept, that's okay. I don't want to be stressed out. I've realized now I can only work X amount of hours per day. And if I'm not enjoying my business, I don't want to do this anymore. So there's certain things I need to allow myself time to do in order for me to enjoy what I'm doing. That means allocating an hour for admin. And so there's always things that pop up. I have a pretty large client base. So issues pop up from time to time. I need to allocate at least an hour a day to deal with the things that happen on a day-to-day business, on a day-to-day basis. And outside of that, I need an hour a day for hobbies, an hour a day to read, to switch off, watch an episode of X-Files, an hour to meditate, go for a walk and go to the gym. So my health challenges that I went through recently, I don't know if I mentioned it in my past video, but my back went and it was hard to breathe. Literally, it was hard to breathe. I had to take shallow breaths throughout that day. It got better the next day, but it was still difficult to take deep breaths. So it's not this isn't a nice to do. I have to do this. I can't go on otherwise. So that's what I'm gonna have to do this week, and I'll elaborate more on these things in next week's video. So I mentioned they're bringing more people on board to help me because I have transitioned into doing web accessibility work, and I have a partnership right now with someone who has more work than they can handle, which is why they brought me on board. So this is a good partnership for me because this is the kind of work I want to go into. So I've just I'm just about to complete 2 projects for them, and I'm anticipating them needing more. I'm anticipating them needing me to work for them more, which means I may need to bring more people on board. So, X-Files. I've watched the whole of X-Files. It's one of my favorite shows. I've even got a poster that I got framed, and there's a lot of scenes within X-Files where there's a lot of health issues going on. Family members close to dying and then dying, and illnesses and cancer, and there's a lot of scenes where, you know, they're in the hospital, but Mulder and Scully have that tight-knit relationship where they show up for each other. Mulder's there for Scully, Scully's there for Mulder, and it resonated very deeply with me. I've not thought about why it resonated deeply and how, I don't know how to share that with you, but things can get very stressful, and my way of switching off at the end of the day is to watch an X-Files or watch a Twin Peaks. And for that hour, we have to suspend, not suspend judgment, but, you know, when you watch a TV show, they're actors, okay? Mulder isn't really Mulder, Scully isn't really Scully. You know, Mulder is David Duchovny, right? But we suspend that, we go into the story, we allow ourselves, if you want to enjoy it, that's what you have to do. And I think I'm pretty good at doing that. So when I'm watching an X-Files, I'm in X-Files, and I like the whole theme. I like the whole ambience of it, especially in the first few seasons, where it's that kind of, you know, they might be outside and it's rainy, you know, it's overcast, it's not sunny, it's kind of like a dark mood, and I allow myself to go into that, and I get a lot out of it, and I switch off. And recently I've been taking a lot of walks on the beach, and it's been quite overcast, rainy. Today it was raining and the waves were going crazy, and there's something about story and the hero's journey that is kind of programmed into our subconscious, I think. But we'll get into that on other videos. I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'll keep you posted. So I have been doing my breathing for 20 minutes and my walk for 20 minutes. I've incorporated greens, and I'm making my video. So the next step for me is stretching. 20 minutes of stretching per day. It's going to help out my back and other things as well. It's kind of yoga, but yeah, yoga, but not like a strict yoga session. So that's my commitment this week, and I'll report back to you next week. Hope you got something from this. I encourage you, if you're going through health challenges, what can you do? What are you being called to do that you either know that you kind of need to do, but you've not taken any action on it? And make it so easy that it would be kind of ridiculous for you not to take action. So mine is, you know, to take 3 deep breaths a day. I did it today. I didn't particularly want to do it. You know, there's that kind of feeling of, you know, oh, do I have to do this now? Could I do it later? And I'll just say to myself, all you got to do is take 3 deep breaths. I took 3 deep breaths. I ended up doing the full session. So make it really easy. And so I encourage you to do that. All right, catch you later. Peace.